guys, Miss Charlie here with my Shop My Stash project pan for what I used in April and what I will be using for the month of May. This basket here is what I've been using for the month of April, and we'll go through each product and see my progress. Alright, so we're starting with my primer spray, and this is from Beauty Skin, a favorite. Get this at TJ Maxx. This one is basically done. There's not that much left in there, so I'm just gonna pour this into another bottle and pour it into another bottle and go ahead and finish it. I just had a brain fart, sorry. But that was my primer spray that I use before makeup to set my powders and to spray any shimmers or multi-chromes or duochromes. My lip treatments were this Amia lip scrub and I Donut No. Very good, very nice. I love the grit of these. Don't need but a small bit, so this will take me a while. The other one I'm almost done with. Gonna try to get that done in the next couple months. And then the Aceology Berry Glaze Overnight Lip Mask, a favorite as well. Use it all the time, not just when I do makeup. Anytime I'm leaving the house. And right now, again, our weather is on and off. It's cool, it's hot, it's cool, it's hot. And I hate dry lips, dry hands and dry lips. So I've been using this quite a bit. I like it. It smells like berries and it's moisturizing. So those were my lip treatments for April. For my eye primer, my moisturizer, and my skin primer, I have this Sonage Vitality Nourishing Facial Oil that I got in a BoxyCharm. It's glass packaging. I marked where it was. It's not very much far from that because you only need the tiniest bit of that, and it is a pump where you can just press this down and then get what you need out of here and dab it on. You don't need much. It's like a dry oil, so it's not very greasy, but it absorbs very nicely. I enjoyed that. It reminds me of the Give Beauty one that I have. The Elemis Eye Recovery Cream, really enjoyed this as well. Very nourishing and moisturizing, and I use this again before makeup and then also in my nighttime skincare routine. And the Peter Thomas Roth Skin to Die For No Filter Mattifying Primer. This makes my skin very smooth, smooths out my pores, makes my foundation last. It looks flawless. I love this stuff. Still got a lot in here. I can cut this open and still have another year's worth. This will last you for a long time, but it's kind of like the Becca Evermatte, but you don't have to pat it in. You can blend it in. The Evermatte is a little bit heavier where you have to pat it in, but it gives you the same results. Concealers, I have the Maybelline Fit Me in Caramel. I used to use this a long time ago, in the first concealers I ever used, and I went through quite a few of these and had some points from CVS and decided to try her out again, and I really enjoy it. It's very hydrating and it's a thinner consistency. Then we have the CoverGirl True Blend Undercover. This is my second one, I think. I love this stuff. It is a little bit more full coverage and it's a little bit drier, so mixing it with this really helps so it's not so drying, since I'm a mature age and have those lines under my eyes and wrinkles, and you don't want to emphasize them any more than you really can. So mixing these two really gave me the coverage I needed, and this also helped with the hydration. And this one is in this one is in Golden Caramel and this one is in Caramel. Foundations, I use the Catrice HD Liquid Coverage. This one is in Caramel Beige. Can't tell you where it is because these bottles are frosted, can't really see in them. And then I have the Collab Meet Your Matte This is in terracotta. I have this at Sally's, and I mixed them together and to make perfect color. Also mixing in my LA Girl, let me break it out. I always mention this, my LA Girl Pro mixing medium. You can use this for foundation and concealer to get your right color. So I am more of a neutral tone, so I tend to mix concealers and foundations to get my perfect color. And then if it's too red, I just add this in and that just tones down the redness to help make it a better color. But I had it already mixed in here so that I didn't have to, you know, keep mixing it. It's already mixed and ready to go. But I love the coverage of both of these together. Flawless, lasted all day. This is a great combination. The Catrice is more full coverage. The collab is also, I just used a little because I don't use a lot of foundation, just enough to even out my skin tone, but it was flawless. For my powders, I have the Becca Hydra Mist. Yeah, Hydra Mist Set and Refresh Powder. This in Golden Bronze. This is no longer available. So when Becca was going out of business, I did pick up one of these as a backup at TJ Maxx, so I do have a backup of this. And I mixed these together. Sorry, Brandy. And I mixed these together, and here's them mixed right here. Mixed the perfect setting powder from AOA, which is a white powder. Mixed it with this, and this is the color that I got to mix it together. And then that's what I used as my setting powder under my eyes and all over my face, and it worked just fine. And I'm making a mess here, so yeah, there's that. But these were the powders that I used. Making a mess. Where's my white bat? The Becca Hydra Mist and the AOA Studios Perfect Setting Powder. For brows, still using my my KVD little mix of eyeshadows in there. I don't want to open it and make it messy. That I use from the Kat Von D Monarch palette. Mixed a couple of those shades together, and that's what I use for brow powder. This AOA Studio Hold My Brow Clear Longwear Brow Soap. This was okay. It didn't really hold my brows, and I just sprayed a little bit of this into it, and it did okay. I mean, it kept them sort of in place, but not like my other brow gels that, you know, are hard, but they're not crunchy, but keeps it in place. I'm gonna have to play with this a little bit more, but it's all right. It's all right so far. But it was $1. Got this on Shop Miss A. The Benefit Brow Styler. I love this. This has a pencil on one end, and it's a nice color for me, and it's not too dry. No, it's not too waxy. Really like it. And then on the other end, there is a powder, which is really nice too. I use this at the front of my brow, and then I use the KVD mix on the other part of my brow, the outer part of my brow. Then I also use the ABH Dip Brow Pomade in Ash Brown, and I mixed it with some of that powder from KVD and a little mixing medium, and it's the perfect color, and it works just fine because this is a little too creamy. So mixing that powder in there gives it a little bit more girth, so it's not as creamy, but it goes on really nice after I mix the powder in. So if you have a pomade that's a little too creamy, add a little bit of eyeshadow in it or setting powder or whatnot that's the same or near the color. It'll give it a little bit more oomph and thicken it up a little bit so it's not so creamy, but you still get the same payoff. So I used that, and those were the things I used for my brows. For highlight, blush, bronzer, highlight, bronzer, and blush, I used this little bit that I saved from a what is it? Lord, I am brain dead today. Sorry. From Makeup by Tammy, excuse me. Her liquid blushes that I won in a giveaway, but they are very pigmented. So I decided to give the bottle to my bestie, and I kept some, and this is all I kept because that's all you need, the tiniest bit. This month I wore mostly cool tones, so I didn't really use this a lot. I think I used it twice. I didn't use a lot of warm tones because this is orange, and it's an orange bloom, so it's an orange blush. I didn't wear a lot of warm tones this month, mostly cool tones. But I did use it a couple times. The AOA Cream Sheer Blush. I don't know if this is in Hush. This is very pigmented. Very pigmented. Very pigmented. Excuse my nails. I'm in the process of doing them. I did one hand, and I'm working on this hand, so that's why they don't look so good, I should say, but I'm working on it. But this is very pigmented. All I did was rub my finger in it the littlest bit, and that's what I got. It's very pigmented, and it showed on my cheeks, and I had to tone it down because they were very cherry. But it's a very nice blush, and it's only $1. So try that out from Shop Miss A. Sorry about Brandy. She probably hears the mailman outside. But that's what dogs do. They bark. And then the Wet n Wild Contouring Palette. This one is in Caramel Toffee. I use this as a bronzer. And I've got a little bit more pan in it. I don't use this because it's too yellow for my skin tone. But I'm trying to get this used up. This is my second one I've ever had. I did use the other one up that I did have in the past. For my powder contour, I used this Pure. This came in a palette with 2 contours and 2 highlights. I decluttered the 2 highlights and I kept the 2 contours. I still have the other one, and I'm trying to get this one used up by the end of the year. You don't need very much. You just dip it in there and it's good. You can't even tell I really use this, but I'm going to use this up. So I might go ahead and put this in with April so I can hurry up and get this used up in the next couple months. I don't know what the color is because I didn't put the color underneath, and I now put stickers underneath them or write on them so I know what they are, but when I had this I didn't do that, so I don't know the color. Then this is the P. Louise highlighter from the Love Tapes palette, and I depotted that because it was ginormous, and it had 2 highlights, a gold and this is more of a pinky, and this one is in Once Upon a Time, and it's just a very nice everyday cool tone highlight. And then this is an IBY blush, don't know the name of it because I didn't write it down, that I got, and it broke, so I put it in here, and it's a blush, but this is more of a highlight on me, and it's so pretty. It looks pink, but it's got that gold reflect. So both of these are beautiful, but I didn't use this one that much because, again, I didn't wear a lot of warm tones in the month of April. More cool tones. This is the Alamar Colorette Blush Trio. There's me. Don't look at me because I don't have any makeup on. I look crazy today. Just got out of the shower. But I love this. This orange blush is gorgeous. Only got to use it once. And I use these 2 again for cool tones. And this is kind of a mix of warm and cool. And then this one is cool. And these are very pigmented. You just dip in there once. That's all you need. That's it for both cheeks. This is amazing. Alamar face products are so good. This is the e.l.f. blush palette. This one is in, there's something stuck on here. This one is in dark. I've had this for a long time, and they do still make these. When I was at CVS, I did see that they still make these, and you can punch them out. So if you want to just take 1 or 2 with you, or if you get the lighter one, I have the light one too, and you want to mix them and take them traveling so you have some options, you can take these out and then put the other ones in. But I love these blushes, very pigmented as well. You just need to dot, and I usually just mix them. Like I'll mix these two, or these two. I just mix them all, and they're absolutely beautiful, inexpensive blushes. Great for travel again. And then the Ace Beauty Ultimate Contour, Ultimate Sculpt Face Palette. Got this in BoxyCharm as well. I don't use this one, but I mixed all, I just dab, and beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. It blends out nicely. You can still see it under your powder because I put my foundation on, then I'll put this on, and then I'll powder it, and you can still see it underneath your powder, which is awesome. I like that because then you don't have to go over with a powder unless you want to, but I don't think you need to because you can still see it under your powder, face powder. But this is a wonderful palette from Ace Beauty. Sorry for the glare. For eye primer, liners, and mascara, I have these 3 mascaras. I'm just going to keep them in rotation until they're done. This is the El Maquillage one. Love this for volume. Absolutely beautiful. Will repurchase. The Deli Plus. This is a Spanish indie brand. Love this. Makes you look like you have false lashes. Going to keep that in rotation. All 3 of these are going to be in April's project pan as well. And then the Fully Charged from Pure. This one was just opened. So 3 opened is absolutely fine, and these other 2, these 2 are almost rolling out in the next couple months. This one just opened. I still have more in my repertoire, but I don't want to open anymore. I want to go through the ones I have opened before opening anything else. But I love this one. It also gives me nice volume and length, so I am enjoying those mascaras. For my eye primer, the AOA Studio Natural. Love this. It goes on clear. It makes my eyeshadows last. Have no problems with it. Doesn't make them patchy. It's not too tacky. It's $1 and it's awesome. And it reminds me of the e.l.f. one because that's the very first eye primer I ever used when it was $1. I think right now it's $2 or $3 now, but it reminds me of that. So if you have the old school e.l.f. one, this reminds me of that, and this one is only $1. The Chula liner, this one is in brown. I didn't use this at all, so I might put this in with April because I don't have a brown one in my April project pan. I think I just have black, so I'm going to put this in there because I did not use it at all. The LA Colors eyeliner, Brandy. It's a door shutting outside. It's fine. The LA Colors eyeliner pencil comes with a sharpener on the end. I use this a few times. I do have to set this with a liquid liner because it will transfer down in the corner. I noticed that even when my eye is not watering, it transfers down a little bit. So I do have to go over it with a liquid liner, which I did with this Defiance Beauty one, which I love because it is so tiny that you can get into places really precisely, and it's nice and black. I really, really like this. I think it's because it's so tiny and it's easy to use. And then my one from Cella, still trying to use this up. I thought it was done, but it's not. It's still got some in there. And this is the other one was a felt tip. This is a brush tip, which I love a brush tip. And this Cella one is absolutely awesome. There's still some more in there. I thought it was dried up, but she's still going. So I might put her also in April's to try to get her used up. I don't use the blue side because it is a little too watery. Well, now it's dried up. Nothing. We got nothing. Brandy. So we're going to try to use up the other side, but those were liner, eyeshadow primer, and mascaras. Lastly, we have the setting spray. This is the e.l.f. Stay All Night Microfine Setting Mist. Got this at CVS with my points. I really like it. It has a ball in there to shake it up, but it doesn't look like it's a biphase, which means it would have 2 different layers for you to shake up, but it's got a ball in there, so you gotta shake it up. But there's where it was when I started. Let me measure it to see where it is now, if I can find a pen. It's a pen. We are now down to here. So that's how much I've used of it. It was a nice spray. It did keep my makeup on really nicely, so I would recommend this. And the sprayer on here is very nice. So that was my setting spray for the month of April. All right, so we've gone through that and you've seen my progress on these things, and now we're gonna go into what I'm gonna be using for the month of May. All right, so here's the basket for the month of April, trying a lot of new things. I'm happy. I like trying new things and trying some things that, you know, I've used before and retrying or repurchase. So we're gonna go ahead and get into this basket. Okay, to start with primers, I brought back out this LA Girl primer spray that I got from CVS. I really liked it, and we see where it is right now. She's about down to here. So we're gonna bring this back in, and then I'm gonna use up that other one. I'm gonna use up the rest of this. I'm gonna pour this in there to get that done. And then for my face primer, I'm using the e.l.f. Cookies and Cream putty primer. I really like this. I heard this is better than the regular putty primer, which I haven't used, but I really like this. You only need a little bit, smooths out your pores, makeup lays on it so beautifully, and it smells like cookies. For lips, I'm bringing back out my Be Pure Lip Scrub in Peppermint. It has a nice grit. It's $1. And then I bought this W7 lip drink lip oil, and it says it has tea leaf extract, kombucha extract, jojoba oil, and vitamin E. So we'll try that out. Got this with some of my rewards from CVS. So we'll try those out for my lips. For moisturizer, I have the Pretty Filter Waterful Glow Cream. This is from Touch and Soul. It reminds me of the water cream from Peter Thomas Roth. It's very lightweight, which is what you need in the summer and the spring. You don't need anything really heavy until like the fall and winter. It has a floral scent, but it's like a really clean floral. It's not like roses. It's not like, you know, it's not like really floral, but it's very nice and light. And I really enjoy this. And this is a big container, so this is gonna last me for a while. And then I have this First Aid Beauty Hydrating Eye Cream with hyaluronic acid. I just got this in my BoxyCharm Ipsy, so we're gonna try this out. I love First Aid Beauty. I love their cleanser, which I did finish up in my empties. And then also I have the primer. I love the coconut primer, so we're gonna see how the eye cream does. For my concealer, I brought out the e.l.f. Original Camo Concealer. This one is in Chestnut. I really enjoy the e.l.f. Camo Concealers. I have the hydrating one as well, but it's a little heavy, so I'm gonna mix it with the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. This is in 130. No actual name, just 130. Yep, just 130. I've used this before. I think I used a different color. I think I used tan or something, or caramel. So I'm gonna try this. I haven't used it in a while. I've gone through a couple of these. I like the coverage. It's a little bit more, it's a little full coverage. This one is cool tone, this one is warm. So these mixed together would make my perfect shade. For powders, I have this Be Pure Infused Pressed Face Powder, Dollar Tree. I am seeing the rings on this. I don't know if you can see it there. You can kind of see the ring there in the middle a little bit. So this one will be panned for sure in May. And then the Flower Light Illusion Perfecting Powder I found at TJ Maxx, and this one is in Soft Sand. And it does come with a little poof underneath, but that's what she looks like. So mixing these together will be a nice light finishing powder. So those are the powders that I will be using for May. For my foundation, I brought back out the Milani Screen Queen. This one is in Toasted Tawny. I got this at TJ Maxx as well. And then I found this Be Pure Essential Ageless foundation. Excuse me. I've seen this at the Dollar Tree before, but not in near my shade. This one is nearer to my shade, almost the same color as this. So I might try this out. It doesn't have a color on it. No, it does not. So we will try it. Nope, no color on it. So we'll try it and see. I have the La Mercerie foundation from Dollar Tree that is beautiful. When it first came out, they had the whole shade range, which is something you don't see at Dollar Tree. These come out sporadically. They come out, you know, you might see light, you might see dark, you might only see light. They don't come out with, you know, the whole range. But I'm going to try this and see how these two pair together. For brows, still using my little concoction. And then I purchased this W7 Brow Grip, Instant Brow Grip. So we're going to try this and see how it goes. There's a W7 stand at one of my local CVS's. So, and their stuff is very affordable, very affordable. I got the setting spray for basically 38 cents because I had a rewards for like $5, and it was like $5.49 or something like that. With tax, it was a little bit more. I ended up paying 38 cents for it. So I'm using up my rewards. Free money is good. So I got this also with my free money from CVS. So we'll try it and see if it's like the NYX glue that I have. The brush looks like it's a little bit more runny than the NYX one, but we'll see how it goes. Put that lid back on there so it don't dry out. And then I got this Wet n Wild retractable brow pencil in the color medium brown. Got this also with my CVS points, and it's got one of those weird tips on it. It's like a teardrop tip, and it has a spoolie. So we're going to try this and see. I love Wet n Wild brow products. You see them all the time here in my project pan. I love them. So we will test this one to see if it's as good as the others. For blush, bronzer, and highlight, I brought out two of my Becca's. This little mini, which was gifted to me by my bestie. It broke, but she had a full size, so she gave it to me, and I repressed it. This is an opal. This is going to be my cooler toned highlight. And it's a nice everyday highlight, but it's got some bam to it. It's got some bam, more neutral. And then I have Prosecco Pop, which is obviously warmer. So those are going to be really nice together. For blush, I have this warm tone blush from e.l.f. This is in Always Rosy. Got this from Dollar Tree a while ago, and it's just a peachier, warmer toned blush. Can't really see it, I can see it. So I have that, and I'm going to mix it with these blushes here from Ofra. This came in a set, a palette that had two blushes, two highlights, and bronzer and contour. I will put a picture of it here. I put it in my project pan before, but I decided to just pull out these blushes. This one is something fiery. Hold on. Fiery orange, I think. Yep, fire orange. And this one is from a different set. This one is from the Buena Vidos palette. And this one is in Vice. So I wanted to mix these two warm. And then for my cool, I have this one here, which is a really nice, that's the fire orange, really pretty. And then this one is a cool tone blush. So it almost looks like a highlight, but it's a blush. But yeah, this is from a different palette that was all blushes that I depotted. I took it out of the packaging because it was kind of bulky and put it in a Z palette. And then this one is in that Buena Vidos palette that has 2 blushes, 2 highlights, and contour and bronzer. And that's what this one's from. So I'm gonna mix these warm tone ones and then have that cool tone one. For my contour, I'm using the LYS bronzer in Worthy because this is very dark. So I'm using it as a contour. These are very nice powders and they blend out very nicely. Don't need but a little bit of this for contour, not much at all. So, sorry. So that's what I'm using for my contour. And then for my bronzer, I'm using this Complex Culture. For my bronzer, I have this Complex Culture Pleasure Points highlighter and bronzer quad. And I'll be using mostly this. This is a little too red for me, but this one is fine. And then the highlights are, they're okay. They're more on the golden side. This one is really gold, more copper, more gold. But yeah, I'll be using basically that for my bronzer, and I might dip into that for the highlights, but I have the Becca ones for that. But those were highlight, contour, and bronzer. For eye primer, I'm gonna bring out my Ace Beauté, who is very dirty. I'm gonna bring out the Ace Beauté Shadow Primer in Deep. I really enjoy this a lot. There's a lot in here. You don't need very much. And it sets your eyeshadow and keeps it on all day. This W7 II Captain Liquid Liner, I've had one of these before, but I'm using my points from CVS. So I'm going to pull this out, and it is like a hard tip. I wouldn't say felt, it's kind of hard, but it's very, very black, very good. So I'm glad to have that back into my stash. And then I'm also going to use that one Cella liner from April to try to get it used up. And then this Live High Definition Gel Eyeliner I got in a boxy. Very tiny, precise. Ooh, very creamy. Ooh, I like that. And it comes with a brush. So if you want to blend this out or smudge it out, there's a little tiny brush, which I would use this for, a nice wing. And you don't have to pack an extra brush if you're going away or whatnot. You can have this. This is a nice small brush. I like that because I have little brushes like that I use as well. I use like little nail brushes, angled nail brushes for wing liner. That would be perfect. But those are my eyeliner and my eye primer. And lastly, I have this Rude Cosmetics Shine Control Lasting Makeup Mist that I got from TJ Maxx. I think I got TJ Maxx. So we're gonna try this and see. Open her up. And that's what it looks like. And I don't think you have to shake it. No, you don't have to shake it. And it says makeup with an attitude. So we'll try that and see how it works. It's made the same bottle as this, except it's smaller. So hopefully this has a good spray, because this has an awesome spray on it. So let me try the spray. Yeah, it's a nice spray. It does spit a little bit, but it's a nice spray. If not, we can always transfer it over to this one, but this will be my setting spray. Alright, so that's what I'm using for the month of May. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate you so much. I have some good progress, I believe. I think so, and I show you the weights and things from what I used in April. But thanks again. If you do Project Pan, let me know. I love doing Project Pan. I've been doing this for a few years, and I am very happy with my progress. And I like putting in new things and bringing out things that I forgot about to see if I do like them, if I want to declutter them, things of that nature to keep control of my collection. Appreciate you once again for hanging out with me with my Shop My Stash and Project Pan. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you all. You're very much appreciated, and we'll see you in the next video.